What's going on, guys? Welcome to drboystv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and today I wanted to come in and talk to you guys about something that I just saw involving Angela Rye. Angela Rye is a CNN analyst who says that Chris Cuomo, another analyst, called her or Tinsel Crotch. He sent her a note saying, Happy New Year, Tinsel Crotch. And Angela Rye has been screaming bloody murder on the internet. I'm going to give you an assessment and some insider perspective on my experience with Angela Rye and why I think it's a bunch of BS. And also, it appears that a lot of people feel the same way. So get comfortable, buckle up the seatbelt, hit the thumbs up button. We're going to get started on drboystv.com right now.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to co-sign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to drboystv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I want to say hello to everybody on this beautiful morning. It is a wonderful day here in the hood. I'm not in the hood, but I'm in in the Tulsa hood. I'm gonna tell you, I got this note from a friend of mine about Angela Rye, and I want to ask you guys, how many of you know about Angela Rye? Give me a yes in the chat if you know who Angela Rye is, yes or no. Angela Rye is a CNN analyst and pundit. She's on that liberal side, and she's interesting. And I had some personal experience with Angela that gave me some color and perspective on what I think could be going on here with this weird thing. She's in the middle of this strange controversy where she's claiming that Chris Cuomo, a former anchor with CNN, called her Tinsel Crotch, which is a terrible thing to say to anybody. I don't know why you would think somebody's crotch is made out of tinsel. That just seems kind of weird. And so here's the thing. So basically, Angela Rye apparently she posted an image of herself wearing a sequins bikini that had tinsel-ish looking stuff hanging from her crotch. And so Chris Cuomo sent her a text message saying, Happy New Year, Tinsel Crotch. Now, would I say that? No, I would not say that to anybody. Literally anybody. Even my wife, I wouldn't call my wife Tinsel Crotch. So I'm not here to defend that statement. I don't even know Chris Cuomo. I'm not here to defend random people who do weird stuff that can easily get them fired, especially when they've been accused of inappropriate behavior. But I'm like, you know what? I'm like you, Frank. What does that even mean? That's my big. What the hell does tinsel crotch even mean? Okay, so let's start there. Let's start with, the definition of tinsel. Like they talk about Tinseltown, stuff like that. Tinsel is a form of decoration consisting of thin strips of shiny metal foil. Shiny metal foil. Okay, so let's start with the obvious. Now we're going to do something that I know a lot of feminists don't like, which is we're going to be logical here, and not all feminists, just the extreme ones. The extreme ones. I'm not talking about all y'all. But let me ask y'all this question. So here is her bikini. Angela Rye, for whatever reason, likes to take pictures of herself in bikinis and put them on Instagram. Again, you can judge it for how you want. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think those are thirst pics, right? Those are pictures that you put up when you want somebody to holler at you and climb in your DMs, right? Same thing is true with those men who take pictures with their shirt off. Bro, why is your shirt off? Why are you working, showing yourself working out in the gym with no shirt? You're trying to get some ass. Okay, I get it. So maybe Angela Rye is trying to get her some, whatever it is, right? So she takes this picture and there's this little shiny stuff hanging off her hootie hoo. Does that look like tinsel to you? What do y'all think? Do you think that she looks like a tinsel crotch there? I don't know. But anyway, so now again, though, it's her right, it's her prerogative, right? And let me just tell you, So here's what happened, right? So this picture's taken, Chris Cuomo, who, in case you don't remember who Chris Cuomo is, he sends her some sort of text saying "Happy New Year, Tinsel Crotch." Now, Angela Rye is now on the Tattoo Tears, the whining trail, or the crying tour, playing the crying game, and she's basically saying that that this text message traumatized her, and that she is so hurt and so broken, and she didn't know what to do, and afraid, and all this other stuff, right? Now, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't know. I don't see Angela Rye as a person who is walking around just in constant fear of dudes, right? Again, you're taking these very bold pictures of yourself with tinsel hanging from your hootie hoo. You don't come off to me, Angela Rye. I'm sorry, you don't come off to me either when I met you in person, and also when I see you here. You don't come off to me as like this fragile little delicate flower that was somehow irreversibly traumatized by somebody sending you a Happy New Year's, a distasteful, by the way, a very distasteful Happy New Year's tweet, right? I don't, again, I'm never going to advocate for anybody texting anyone calling them tinsel crotch. I wouldn't even do that with my wife, and my wife would probably let me say whatever I want about her crotch. I wouldn't even call her, I don't even call it a crotch. Like, who does that, right? You hang out with too many white boys. Anyway, so here's what's funny. This is the part that I thought was interesting. Hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe if you haven't done it yet. We got financial consciousness training that happens in a few minutes, so I got to actually get up out of here. All right, what I did was I looked up on Instagram where people, where somebody posted, this headline, right? Angela Rye says former CNN colleague Chris Cuomo called her tinsel crotch an inappropriate text message. She says, "I was mad at myself for not saying anything sooner." All right, now here's what's interesting. As I read the comments, most people did not have any empathy or sympathy for Angela Rye. They literally said that she was being hypersensitive, that she needs to just chill out, that that she's like tripping. And again, I'm not going to tell you all what to think about this, but I am going to give a perspective on this, and I'll give a perspective based on my personal experience meeting Angela Rye. I will tell you this is an honest God story. I put it on a stack of Bibles. I put it on my late grandmother's name, and y'all know how much I love my grandma Felicia. She rest her soul. We went to Oklahoma City. I was giving a speech in Oklahoma City. Angela Rye was on a panel, and I was the keynote speaker. And so I was going to speak right after Angela's panel. So she's on a panel with 5 or 6 other people. I was the keynote. And the Oklahoma City crowd was wonderful people. It's funny, I'm in Oklahoma right now, and I had a wonderful experience there. They treated me very well. So during the panel, Angela was, shall we say, the organizers were not very happy with her. They felt that she was standoffish, rude, disrespectful, elitist, arrogant, just almost like treating the people like peasants. This is not my assessment. I had not met her yet. This is what the people were telling me that were running the event. The organizers who paid thousands of dollars for her to speak. Because a lot of times with these speaking engagements, it's a true blessing, to be honest with you. It's a real privilege because, it's a privilege to be paid $5,000-$10,000 to go and just give a speech. I was happy to do the keynote. I was honored by that. And so I remember thinking to myself, man, that's kind of cold. Like, why would this lady take all this money and then show up and be so disrespectful to the people who paid for her to come out there? And it wasn't one person who said it. My business manager was there. She could vouch for every part of it. And so I didn't think much of it at that point because I had not had enough data points yet because I didn't know the lady. So I was going to invite her to speak at our All Black National Convention. I kid you not. I said, okay, there'd be an interesting voice to have. Let's talk to her. Let's see if she wants to come. So we were waiting. Like there was like a little line to talk to her, and I waited in the line. And me and my manager both felt that her attitude was so nasty that she came out. Her energy was so bad that my manager looked at me and said, "No, we should not invite her to the convention, boys." I said, "Yeah, I agree. We shouldn't." So we just let it go. And I remember that weekend. I'll never forget that weekend in Oklahoma City. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Give me a yes if you can hear me okay. And And I remember the weekend ended with me talking to the organizers and them expressing to me how disappointed they were that Angela took all that money and just kind of blew them off. They just felt disrespected. Again, I'm not I didn't have that experience, right? Because I'm Boyce Watkins, and I guess that comes with some privileges, and I'm gonna get treated a little bit different, right? But from what I remember, I remember I remember I was really pissed off for those poor people. I was really angry for them. And Angela and I got into a little bit of a back and forth about it because I literally just said on my Facebook very, very casually, I said, in Oklahoma City, I had a great time. I met Angela Rye. All I can say is no comment. I just said no comment. And that pissed her off. Ooh, that burned her up. And so next thing I know, Angela's on social media and she's saying, I was nice to you and you blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, you were nice to me, but you owe those people an apology. You owe them an apology for the way you treated them. You took their money and you disrespected them. That was my experience. That was my experience with Angela Rye. I said, you need to call those people and apologize. And I don't know if she apologized or not, but I did talk to the organizer later, and he did confirm that they did speak. And I guess she tried to clear that air up. I don't know, but that was not the only time I heard some crazy remarks about how she treats other people. That's my experience. So then, check this out. So I get a call from when I'm in Guyana, and in 2017, if you remember, my wife and I were in Guyana for a research visit, and so I got a call to speak at UCLA. So UCLA, the Alumni Association, said we want you to be on the panel. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar will be on the panel, and also the rapper Common will be on the panel. Now, do y'all remember by chance that Angela Rye used to date Common? How many of y'all remember that she dated Common? I don't know how long. Maybe the relationship lasted about 10 minutes or something. Maybe Common saw the same thing that I saw. But anyway, Common. I remember Common was going to be on this panel. And so I get on a plane. I fly all the way from Guyana. Now, if you don't know how long that takes, it's incredibly long. Like I literally had to fly all day on 3 different airplanes to get all the way from Guyana to California. Like I think you fly to Miami, then I flew from Miami to another layover, and then I flew to LA. And I remember by the time I got to LA, I was exhausted. I've been flying the entire day. I get there. And when I get there, literally one of the organizers says, we can't have you on the panel. I said, well, why not? What's going on? And they said, well, because Angela Rye, and again, this is just what they said. Angela Rye says that if you are on the panel, then she's going to take Common off the panel. This was literally what I was told. And I remember thinking, is this lady still bitter? She's still that mad because I told my truth about how she treated people at this, in Oklahoma City. This was like a year, maybe a year and a half later, 2 years later. So anyway, my point is to say that in my view, Angela Rye is just not a good person, man. She's a bitch. She came off like a bitch. And so I'm sorry. When I hear her making this accusation against Chris Cuomo, what I'm hearing is I'm seeing somebody who is an opportunist. I see somebody who is strategically using this information in order to somehow pretend to be one of the victims of what is very serious, very real sexual harassment that does happen in the workplace. And this is the thing you got to watch out for. You got to watch out for people. Like, does anybody remember the Joker in Batman? And you had the Joker who I remember one episode of Batman where the Joker went into a bank and did a bank robbery, and he pretended to be one of the victims of the robbery so that he could get away with it. He pretended like he was a victim when really he was the perpetrator. He came off like, oh, I'm a victim too, and he laid down with all the victims and put handcuffs on his back or tied his arms up and pretended like he was a victim too, when really he wasn't a victim. He was a perpetrator. He was the Joker. He was the most evil person in the room. That's what I see when I see Angela Rye. I see the Joker. I see. Here's the deal. Let's just keep it 100 right now. I do believe that sexual harassment is a real issue. I do believe that violence against women is a real issue. I do believe that that women are harmed by men in this country in certain situations. But I also believe that women can be horrible people too. I also believe that women can be bullies. I believe that women can be manipulative. I believe that some women um, can literally be the Joker. And so when I see Angela Rye, I see the Joker. I see a person who says, I'm going to cry on cue, because I've seen her cry on CNN multiple times. I'm going to use my influence in order to get what I want. And if you don't give me what I want, then I'm going to come at you and do all kinds of weird stuff. I'm going to post thirst pics like this. Now, seriously, let me just ask y'all this, ladies. How many of y'all would post pictures of yourself with a bikini with tinsel hanging off of it, like, and not expect to get some male attention, not expect men to react in a certain way, right? Really, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it. You can do whatever you want, but it's almost like if a man posts an image with his shirt off and he's in the gym, he's doing that for a reason. He's trying to get attention. So you're trying to get attention. You're asking for attention. So you get your attention. Chris Cuomo texts you. He says, "Hey, I like the potential on your crotch." Chris Cuomo, he gets it in with the ladies. Ain't no telling what their history is. Ain't no telling how they would joke. Nobody knows what might have happened behind closed doors between these two, right? So maybe y'all have just this little thing. Maybe y'all just have a way of, that song. Remember that song by Babyface? We got a way of talking that's better than words. Maybe y'all got a way of talking that's better than words. Maybe, he said tinsel crotch because, y'all just somehow are connected like that. Right? I mean, seriously, if you're comfortable with somebody, you might say something inappropriate in a text message. And this is where I would say, and this is I'm going to go ahead and have to wrap this up pretty soon. But this is where I tell men, I warn them, be very, very careful about the things that you say and you do in the workplace. Even when you get a level of comfort with a woman in the workplace, if you say something that is going to look weird in the court of law, then she could take that and flip that and say, you know what? He told me he liked my booty, and I don't know where that came from. And for all the everybody, for all the public knows, you really might have really had that booty last night. You could have literally been squeezing her booty the night before, and you text her and say, "I like your booty. I like squeezing it." Right? And then suddenly it can be flipped into sexual harassment. It happens all the time. And I don't know what happened with Angela Ryan, Chris Cuomo. I'm sure there was a time when they were friends. I'm sure there was a time when they were delightful colleagues, and somehow she's pissed off. I think that she says that he got her fired from the jobs, right? So maybe there's revenge going on, right? There could be revenge going on. See, we always talk about the other side. It's very easy for us to believe that a man would fire a woman because because he didn't get no ass, right? It's easy for us to believe that a man would fire a woman because he didn't get what he wanted, but it's hard to believe that a woman would attack a man because she didn't get what she wanted, right? It's hard for us to believe that. We somehow think, no, 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 you're victim blaming, you're victim blaming. No, I'm sorry. I don't believe Angela Rye is the victim. I don't see Angela Rye as some tiny little weak little cupcake who's just being pushed around in the same way that some women might be when they truly are victims of sexual harassment. And what's funny is when I looked at Instagram, a lot of people had a very similar sentiment. I'll read a couple of the comments to you that were actually kind of hilarious. And it's funny. I text this to my manager, and she said that she believes she put this post up because she's trying to hype up her show. And let me see here. And she literally has tensils on her crotch, and then she gets mad because he calls her tinsel crotch. But again, I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't say that to a woman, especially a woman I work with. Whatever. I wouldn't even say that to my wife. Again, it said, let's see. Somebody says she has a sequence bikini, and he called her tinsel crotch. I guess it always depends on who's the messenger. If they never had that type of banter before, I can see it might be slightly weird to text someone that, right? So I think that there is a chance they had the banter before. I'd like to see all the text messages they've ever shared. That would be interesting information. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I get why he said tinsel crotch. She's wearing a sequin bikini. I don't understand how that's offensive. So somebody else said that. Now, these are women making these comments. This is really interesting. This is the sequin bikini. FYI, tinsels, the silver strings that are tossed on the Christmas tree. She was wearing a silver bikini. Tinsel crotch is him referring to her crotch being covered in tinsel. Inappropriate to make any reference to her crotch. That's what she's describing. I agree with that, right? If you ever get a job, brothers, don't go talking about no lady's crotch. That just ain't cool. And in fact, you don't use the word crotch. That sounds corny anyway. Who says that? Black people don't say that. Somebody says, it's just a joke, nothing to cry about. Someone else says, I need more because this sounds like a joke gone wrong. Someone else says the comments from other women here are really disheartening. I guess she believes that you should believe all women, which I think is nonsense because women know how to lie just like men. Women are just as smart as men. Women are equal to men in that regard. So stop that nonsense. I'm not going to be fake and pretend like I'm so appalled at the comment because I do not think he was thinking when he made the comment. I don't think he meant it sexually. Well, this is a funny thing too. Remember, a lot of people get drunk and then they text people while they're drunk. So I would encourage you, if you want to be smart and strategic about how you live your life, don't get drunk and tweet. Don't get drunk and text people. Don't get drunk and call nobody, right? But then again, when you're drunk, you think you're doing the right thing. So that's why I avoid drugs and alcohol altogether. Let's see here. So he says, let's see. Somebody says it looked like Tinsel was covering her crotch. Angela, you're doing the most. Why didn't you just reply back like watch your mouth or don't say shit like that was like that, or if that wasn't appropriate? Come on now, this is getting ridiculous. I assume he thought they were at a level where he could say that, but clearly they were not. So that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like they had a level of communication that made him feel like he should be comfortable saying that. At that point, that's when you correct him. At that point, you say, please don't make reference to my crotch, or that was inappropriate. Or maybe you even go to HR and you say, look, this man was texting me about my crotch. That ain't cool. But to come back 3 years later, really? Because let me just tell you like this. When I mentioned how cold and evil Angela Rye was when I was at that event in Oklahoma, she hit me back immediately. She didn't say, well, I was so scared to say something to Dr. Watkins that I held this in for 3 or 4 years. No, she didn't. She literally hit me that day, that night. I got a text from Charlemagne the Guide. Charlemagne said, what's going on with you and Angela? I said, I don't know what's going on with me and Angela. Apparently, she must be responding to what I said. And I texted him back and I said, she was a bitch at this event. This lady was evil. I did not know that they were that close. I didn't know that they were best buddies. So if you ever wonder why I haven't been on the Breakfast Club since for a few years, I think I was on there like 5 times, but not since like maybe 2017. I think that might be it. I think Angela might be a part of that. I have no idea. I don't care. It's fine. Farrakhan got on there. I helped a lot of other people get on there. So I had my time. I'm okay with that. But this lady, to me, is a snake. I'm not a fan of her. I personally think that if we're going to do real justice for women that are real victims, you got to take the Joker out of the equation. And that's what she represents. That's what she reminds me of. The Joker. Deceptive, manipulative, power hungry, looking to elevate her show, make money, get herself back on TV. I don't know, but I'm not a fan of it. And I think it's nonsense. And I think it's also disrespectful to people that really are victimized in this way. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Why is she such intellectual with her crotch out? I agree, right? Like, don't ladies, come on. How about in 2024? Give me a yes or no if we can agree on this before I go. Let's not lead with our crotch. Can we lead that in 2023? This idea that I'm supposed to like introduce myself to the world by showing vagina, or penis, or taking a picture with my shirt off. Like, come on now. Like, lead with your mind. How about that? How about you show some brains over booty? All right. Can we agree on that? Can we walk into 2024 with that? Come on, intelligent Black people. We can do better than that. All right. So anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. Also, if you want to build wealth and you want to receive profit alerts of stocks that I like, all you got to do is text the word stock to 87948. Text stock to 87948. I will send you a list of AI stocks that I'm invested in. I will send you a list of, or I'll send you our $5 a day investing plan. I'll send you a lot of other free trainings that you can get from the Black Business School, because we believe in helping you build your wealth. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Hit that thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe, and don't forget, you can find me on Spotify and Apple. Just look up my name, Boyce Watkins. Love you guys. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.